Hi, this is Head Harvester Ed LaFlamme from the East Coast. This is the time of year where landscapers buy a lot of equipment, a lot of vehicles. And the question always comes, should we lease or buy? Matter of fact, last week one of my clients called me and asked me exactly that question. What do I think is better? You know, when I had my company, that was over 20 years ago, and I had the company for 30 years, I bought everything because they didn't have the lease plans they do today. So there's two kinds of leases, I could say that. First, you have a financing lease. So that's one type. The other type is a lease that's a true lease. I consider a true lease where you lease the equipment and at the end of the term, you actually give it back. Now, regardless of which way you go, I believe there's buyouts either way. If you change your mind, you want to buy out the equipment, generally the lease company gives you a number before you lease, what that number is going to be to buy out the equipment. So let me tell you how I feel about it today. Now, I've been in this now 50 years this month, and I want to keep things as simple as possible. You know, it seems so simple a business, but it's very complicated, isn't it? If you're in the business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I want to keep it simple. I think that leasing and giving the equipment back, whether it's the vehicle or the truck, if the dollars make sense, it's better to do that. Let me give you some reasons why. If you lease it and give the equipment back, number one, it's under warranty the entire time. There's no repair cost. You have the latest equipment, which means in most cases the latest technology. It's off the balance sheet accounting. Check with your CPA on that. Where you don't have the liability, so it keeps your credit lines free. And the loyalty programs now, if you continue to lease from the same manufacturer, are tremendous. So I think there's a lot of reasons why you'd want to stay with the leasing program. Because if you think about it, how much is it costing you to fix the repairs, the downtime in the field? Am I correct? All that labor when the machine's down? You've got mechanics. And, you know, it starts out with a part-time mechanic, then one, and then two, and then three. Like me, I had four because we had so much equipment, and a lot of it was older. And I wasn't leasing anything. And then, of course, got the shops because to fix all the equipment, well, to house all the mechanics, you have to have big shops. How much is all of that costing you? There's three ways we could do this. One is you buy the equipment, and you keep it forever. I know some landscapers that do that. I think they've got the same mower for the last 40 years. They keep fixing it. That's one way. The second way would be to buy the equipment and then sell that equipment. In other words, recycle it yourself over at a certain point where you feel it's the best, for 3 years on a mower. You just sell it yourself. That's a hassle too. And of course, the other way would be, as I just mentioned, to lease the equipment and give it back. Now, again, a lot of landscapers think, yeah, but it's so much money per month for that equipment. But if you add up what it's costing you for all those items I just mentioned and compare it with what it's costing you maybe a little bit more per month, I think you're going to see you may save a lot of money and keep things simple by just leasing and giving it back. But you do the numbers, okay? You be the judge of that. But let the numbers do the talking. And if that works out right for you, I think it'll be a lot easier to run your company without all that overhead. This is Head Harvester Ed LaFlamme from the East Coast, hoping this information will help you harvest your potential.